Hello, everyone. Welcome to our HC Wellness channel, where we share tools that empower you to take charge of your own healing and well-being. I'm your host, Dr. Jen Lowry, and thanks so much for being here today and tuning into this episode. If you're new to our HC Wellness, this is a podcast where we talk about all things holistic health and wellness and explore various topics such as supplements, lifestyle, exercise, and much more. Today, Steph will be joining us. She's in the process of becoming a doctor of naturopathy. She's also a meal planning specialist and an essential oils guru who also has an Etsy shop named Positively Balanced SS. So if you're interested, check her out there. She has some great blends that she utilizes her oil skills to put together for you individually. Also joining us will be Esmae. She's a certified nutritional counselor, licensed cosmetologist, and an oracle card enthusiast. You can schedule a free discovery call. Esmae is our first point of contact for all of our online and virtual services. She does a fantastic job, and she'll take a very in-depth, thorough history and then align you with what resources that we have to offer for you at Regional Health Center. And myself joining you today, I'm Dr. Jen. I've been practicing as a chiropractor, acupuncturist, and martial artist since the early 90s. I founded RHC based on the belief that you are responsible for your own mental health and physical health. By educating yourself and continuing to learn and grow, you'll be happier and more fulfilled in life. My goal is to share my knowledge with you as I guide you as a mentor and learn from you also. So again, thanks for joining us, and let's get started with our topic of the day. Our topic of the day is daily routines and how to be consistent, how to sustain those. Steph will be joining us in just a second. Steph, can you pop my door shut when you have a chance to? May take over live. Be back in a sec.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Let's see what Facebook is looking like today. Want to make sure we're all visible on live. I've been doing some more work from home, so if you guys haven't seen me in the office as much, that's why. I've been doing some more work from home, so if you guys haven't seen me in the office as much, that's why. Perfect, and now I can see we're up on YouTube.
Oh, this might not work.
Nice. Okay.
Better?
Oh, can you guys hear me?
Hear you perfect.
Oh, good.
Anybody got
and we're up
feedback?
on Facebook, so I think we're good.
Whew.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where's
I'll turn my
that?
light on.
Oh yeah,
There.
lighting is everything.
It is.
I need that soft, youthful glow you two have.
I've got 2 lights. That might be.
That's it. The lights are what I'm missing.
You know, I have started my new skincare routine though. I'm trying to really narrow down any toxic chemicals, any, all those nasty ingredients, and I'm seeing decent results. So if you guys are curious, I'll share my resources.
Yeah, share your resources, but start with what are some examples of the toxic stuff? What are the examples of the bad?
Well, there's the common ones that I think probably, if I usually kind of find these the same. Let me start over. Okay, so I feel like my face often breaks out because of actually not my face products, because I don't really use much, but my hair products. And so I started by searching my hair products because, if you ever have any acne or breakouts or any irritation, that's often what it is, just irritation. But by your hairline, it might be your hair products just touching your face and irritating. So I started with that. And now I really use it's the sulfates, the phthalates. It's hard to even say all of them. All those common SLS ingredients you just don't want,
Absorbing into your system at all.
Yeah. And so I mean, if it's breaking out on your face is just a lot more sensitive than other places. And so even though maybe your scalp isn't breaking out, or maybe your hair feels just fine. If your skin's breaking out, it's probably not good for that area either. Just because there's not, an outward reaction doesn't mean you still want to be putting those bad things in. They have to
Right.
come out somehow. And kind of what
I
I've been
wonder
looking
if
at,
sometimes too that dry, like when you get the dry scalp or the dandruff, like if that's more related to the ingredients and what you're using on your hair than anything else. And then people's go-to is, your dandruff shampoos. Well, that's just a whole nother realm of something.
yeah, I think a lot of people, and I don't know this necessarily for sure, but I think some people think they have dandruff and it's really like product buildup, or it's because the products are literally drying your scalp, throughout the day or whatnot. But yeah, usually your skin is kind of like, on some level, kind of your body's last resort to get rid of toxins. And so, if it's showing up in your skin, it's something's going on internally too. That's why something like the RHC analysis is really nice to figure things like that out, just because it's so pinpoint accurate. But yeah. Mhm.
It's hard to know if you're healthy when you're sick all the time. And it's hard to pinpoint what it is that's actually aggravating, irritating, or toxifying. And when you're on overload, everything's just spilling out.
Right. When you kind of narrow down, you've already done a detox, or you don't, you're not adding anything new. It's a lot easier to tell and pinpoint what product or what, nutrient you might be missing or something like that.
Also, your skin is your first line of defense. So if it's already weakened, and more stuff's going to get past it and come in. There's so much good bacteria and bad, but there's so much stuff on our surface that defends, protects us, that you want to make sure you're doing. We forget to do upkeep. So go through your regular. Would you tell us whether it's face or hair or whatever? What's your routine that you do daily?
Daily, when I'm in the shower is when I'm washing my face. I wash my face morning and night. I use the super gentle cleanser. It's from CeraVe. I should have brought it, I can tell you guys. But it's super, super nourishing. It almost feels like you're putting lotion on your skin. It doesn't strip it at all. And I am careful to use lukewarm or cold water on my face. And that's a habit that I've had to really break, because how nice is it, especially when it gets cold like this, to just get in the shower and all that hot water runs down and it just feels great. But that kind of breaks down your skin barrier, the protective natural barrier that's on your skin, your hair, everything. That kind of depletes all of that. So it's just important to use that. So I use the CeraVe in the shower. When I get out of the shower, I use this toner from Ren, REN. It's just an AHA and a BHA toner. And it's just a really gentle exfoliant, because if you've got really sensitive skin like I do, any abrasive friction, even just wearing a scarf, can make you break out. So using a chemical exfoliant that's really gentle and natural is going to be beneficial. And so I use that, and then after that, I follow up just with the CeraVe face lotion. And that includes actually hyaluronic acid, which is already in our skin, and also ceramides, which is already in our skin. So kind of using what's already there, just enhancing the functionality of it.
Awesome.
Yeah, so just 3 products. I only use face wash, toner, lotion. That's it.
And I already
Some days I'll use SPF just because that helps the other products somewhat work better, but SPF is really one of those products you want to be really careful about. All the chemical forms of SPF, that's not going to be super beneficial, but there's more mineral forms, and those would be what I suggest if you are going to go for that.
Yeah, I remember a long time ago, there was just it was just a mineral, well, even just the mineral face packs that they do to rejuvenate your skin. That'd be
Yeah.
I did put up I already put up in the comments the 2 websites for the 2 products that you were talking about. I didn't do it quite as professionally.
Oh, nice.
as you
Yeah.
did, but I got them in there. We also have here, and that's basically all I use is the lotion that we have here. You know, I do the turmeric scrub that you made.
Yeah. I ran out of that. I have to make some more.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll make a video for everybody on that one. That's a good one. I should do a little yellow face afterwards so you can see what it looks like.
And cautions along with it, because you have to be careful what color towel you have. There's if you have a shower curtain, I could tell you some stories. But for your face, it feels fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, just the lotion that we have here, and that's Sunflower Naturals, all natural ingredients. Steph, what do you do for a routine?
Are we talking skincare?
Yeah, I think so. That's just the
Okay. Very, very, very similar to May's, just different products. So again, I'd only wash my face in the shower. And I have I can't remember the brand of it. I think it's Shea Moisture, and I haven't looked into it. Maybe I should have May do her research because she's really good at that. But it's Shea Moisture. It's a coconut oil based face wash and moisturizer. So I use the face wash in the shower. And then after I shower, I use a toner that is a witch hazel toner.
Nice.
And
Witch
then
hazel is such a good toner.
Yeah, it feels awesome. I can tell when I don't use it. And then I have the moisturizer that's the same brand as my face wash.
Nice.
Yeah.
How about you, Dr. Jen? I know you've been using the Infiniserum.
Yeah, I was just gonna find that to pull it up.
Yeah, I think I've noticed a change in your skin. I think it looks really good.
It feels like, I can't say it, when I say tighten, I don't mean that it puffs up and tightens. That just sounds bad, but it makes it feel more elastic. It really does. I love that feeling. And then when I do it, what I've started just over the last maybe month or two is I do it on my face, and then I just put lotion all over, but I do like a lymph drain at the same time, just to make sure my lymphs are clean, lymph nodes are all clean. Yeah, feels fantastic. Go through armpits, go through breasts, go through everything all over my body to just kind of drain. It's more of it's kind of grounding too, and it just feels refreshing, but it gets everything moving. But I use the routine of putting the lotion on to actually do that portion of it, and just really strip out the neck, because face and neck is where I get the Infiniserum on.
Okay.
The rest I just use just the Sunflower Naturals lotion, but I go through the pressure of, kind of getting the lymph flowing in there. And I also still do, and I love it, I've still been doing cupping in the shower, but there's no product with that. I just have the soap on and just do the cupping everywhere. That's the same thing. I'm breaking up any stagnation in my system so that everything can move, including cellulite. Everything can be moving through the system. Oh, thank you. I think only us can see that.
I think so too, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, along with that too, when you're like putting on your with the lymph drainage, I kind of do like a sinus drainage.
Oh yeah.
So many sinuses in your face here. It's just so nice to kind of clear that up, get some of the wrinkles out, everything. A general rule, when in doubt, just kind of drag everything up. Fight gravity.
The opposite of what the earth is doing to us. Yeah. Have you
Do either of you use a roller or gua sha ever?
I did. I tried it with rose oil once. I've tried two things. The roller, right? And it didn't.
It's like a micro needler.
I've done that before too. It like tiny little needles.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
It's insane, and I couldn't really. I neither one of those things I do consistently.
That's one of those things that I would go and get done.
Yeah.
Because the ones that you do at home, you might be able to do it correctly, but just go in and get that procedure done.
I agree.
That's what I'll say. Professional opinion on that one. Go in and get it done. you do it yourself, you're probably not doing it correctly. You're probably actually doing more damage than any benefit.
Mhm.
But I've also
Yeah.
tried it. That's how I know.
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking like I have a jade roller that's like actually a jade, and then I have a rose quartz of that, the gua sha. I think that's how you pronounce it. But I've never used them because I don't really know the right technique to use. So,
TikTok that
but
stuff.
that's supposed to help with that lymph drainage and the puffiness and all that on your face too. I know that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you know what? I
that's-
also wonder if the stone frequency is also really nice, just to like, you bathe and add an essential oil with a nice frequency. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been talking more and more about frequencies and everything, haven't we?
It's there. It's hard
Yeah.
not to, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Once you know, you can use the tools, and it's like there's so many things in your daily life, small decisions that, you know, if you're conscious of them, it for me, it brings me a little more joy, you know.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, what about bedtime routine? What do you do before you go to bed?
Should I go first again?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay. I usually do wash my face at night, but I often don't wear any makeup, so I sometimes don't think that's necessary just because my skin does not get oily. Um, but if I do, I use the same cleanser, super gentle. It's almost a moisturizer. I do that, and then I use it's a Murad toner. It's also a gentle, very good for sensitive skin. Just another toner. Kind of balances the pH. Also gets rid of the dead skin cells. That little layer of the day. And then I do the same lotion, and that's it. So real simple, real minimal. I think if somebody were to be wearing quite a little bit more makeup, then maybe there is another step. Like if I do have any, say concealer, or the random day that I would wear foundation, I use what is it called? Micellar water by Bioderma, and it just takes the makeup off really, really nicely. Um, the mascara that I use, I don't need any makeup remover for. I only use water. It's really, really nice. But that one I have not checked the ingredients on, so I will think twice about recommending that before I do. But I'll put up in the comments here the Bioderma micellar water, just so you guys can see what that is, because that's a pretty cool tool. It was one of the first micellar waters on the market too, so it's pretty
I
tried
had
and
never
true.
heard of this. That's super cool.
Yeah, it has this really cool technology, and if anybody does know the science behind it, correct me if I'm wrong, but it has something to do with the molecule has a head end and a tail end, and one of them likes water and one of them likes oil, and so it just drags all of the bad off while leaving the good. So it's really nice because it's not really chemically, it's just water with this molecule in it.
Totally makes sense. I love when there's science behind it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
you can back it.
if there is some science behind it, then that's what I always like. I prefer. Because man, you can waste a lot of money trying out different products,
Yeah.
especially if you don't know which is the one causing the issue. You know.
Right. And sometimes it's
What
just
about
what
you
you're
guys?
eating.
And sometimes just what you're eating. Yep. Once you narrow down kind of your regimen, your routine, and you have a breakout or something like that, you know, it was either hormones or something you ate. And for me, it's always something I ate. And so then once you know that, you weigh your risk, right? It's not
Right.
like, you know, and then you know better. But yeah, what do you guys do for your morning, evening, night?
I just use the same lotion that I put like on my whole body, the sunflower natural lotion. I use that as because I only put my makeup on. And so I use that to to take my eye makeup off, then go through and just, same thing, moisturize and then to bed. I like, actually, when I have the before bed, and May, you told me that this is probably wrong to do, but when I put lotion on my face, I actually put it all over in my hair before I go to bed too. But it's probably not moisturizing because there's no, like you said, there's no water in my hair to begin with. But for me, I just think it's maybe like a protectorant. I don't know, what does it, is there any benefit for me to do that?
That your hair is just gonna suck up, you know. So I think that's also a good move.
Yeah, it just, it feels good to do. It feels like my hair is not just quite all so scattered, and it's a little bit of nourishment. You know, the coconut oil, almond oil, sunflower oil, all of that in there before I head to bed. Brush my teeth, but that's about it. Steph, what do you do? May, do you have her volume?
No.
Alright. I don't have a real set nighttime routine, especially I do wash my face every night. I brush my teeth. I like the lotion thing in the hair. I was actually gonna ask you, May, about static. My hair is horribly staticky this time of year, and I know a lot of people is probably the same way, but I've bought special brushes for it. I've tried all these different things, and I just can't seem to get it. And the goofy thing with my hair is it's so thin that I don't want to over moisturize it because it gets greasy and it gets flat. But the alternative is I have like super staticky hair, and then I end up putting it up in a ponytail every day because it's sticking to my face. So I wonder if that would be something I should try, and then just shower in the morning.
I can tell when I don't put lotion in my hair, as soon as I put water in my hair in the shower in the morning, it feels dry. When I have lotion, it actually feels more kind of silky. So and it's probably just washing it out at that point, but I can tell a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Are we still gonna go over a supplement oil card today, or are we thinking this is the session?
I think this is a session. Fun Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, no, pull a card, babe. You have cards right there.
Okay. I do.
Pull a card. Pull a card.
I've already got the cards on deck. Alrighty. I was really feeling like I should pull the moon deck today, but these ones are here, so must be meant to be. You know, it's so ironic. There's probably 3/4 of the cards I've never pulled in here because I always pull the same ones.
Yep.
It has to be
It's a
something
rotation.
to that. Yeah. We've got Hathor, Goddess of Receptivity. Oh. I'll read it for you guys. Her short message says, allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition and energy and ability to give to others. Her longer message says, you have a maternal side to you that naturally cares for those in need, yet this must be balanced with receptivity or the flow is blocked. Receiving is the essence of feminine energy, and it means allowing yourself to receive with grace and gratitude. If you feel guilty when asking others for help, or if you feel bad about receiving gifts, then you block your feminine energy. Your receptivity is just as natural as your nurturing, giving energy. Receptivity allows you to better hear the voices of the angels. When you receive, you have more resources to give to others. Begin by noticing the hundreds of gifts you receive each day, whether it's seeing beauty in nature or witnessing a touching human moment or simply being hugged by a loved one. Simply say thank you for each gift and know that they're filling up your storehouse, keeping the divine flow going strong. Various meanings for this card is that you should be still and listen. Appropriate for the holiday season. Release
Yes.
guilt about receiving. Ask for help. Increase psychic awareness. Know that you're in a learning cycle. Healing is occurring. Be more in your feminine energy. Okay. And let's see, a little bit about Hathor is that she's an Egyptian goddess. And she's actually represented by the head of a cow to symbolize the sacred animal's life-giving milk and mothering. So that's pretty cool, you guys. It says that you can call upon this goddess to guide you in nurturing yourself and your loved ones. So that's a really good one for the holiday, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Awesome.
Thank
Well,
you,
I
May.
think that's all for today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you haven't had a chance, hop over to YouTube, like us on YouTube, subscribe. Make sure to give us a thumbs up. Then you'll be
We're
notified.
RHC Wellness on YouTube now. Instead of RHC Team, we switched it to Wellness.
All right.
Hopefully
Wellness.
easier for you guys to find. Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
Have a great
All
weekend.
right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.